Hey, it's Matt again with Mystical Mountains. Um, Sorry about that. I had an update or something. But anyway, what this video is going to be about is a look about how knives have changed. Most notably from the 1900s to now. I'm going to do a series of these, so hopefully you'll find these entertaining. And I'm also going to do like woodsman's gear from the 1900s to the present, just whatever. But anyway, this here is a Imperial Rhode Island from 1955 hunting blade. Carbon steel. It's either, to be honest with you, it's either a type of bone handle or a plastic Sterling handle. It does have a saw back. That was a recent addition, but it's more or less a fish scraper. But the thing I want you to notice on it is, look how thin that is. See if I can get it to really focus. Okay? Now, that's because these people believed in using the correct tool for the job. They didn't believe in a one tool option as we do now. Most of them carried an axe or a hatchet, a saw, and they kept their hunting knife for skinning, gutting, food prep. Especially a lot of your trappers would use this knife in particular for food prep and for making the money cuts on the furs, and they use their pocket knife for everything else. But that's from 1955, and I'm going to show you how things have changed and go into that a little bit more. As we get on down the road, this is the Marine Corps Reconnaissance Unit knife. Look how thick this is. Okay, now obviously you're going to give up cutting ability no matter how sharp it is. As you can see, let me find it a little bit. It still has hair. As you can see, this knife will shave you, but it'll never cut as cleanly as the thin knife. And this is when we get into the one tool option. And by that I mean being so thick that, if you need a baton with it, if you need to pry with it, you can do that. A lot of people get into their mindset that they don't need an axe or a hatchet or a saw, that this one tool will do everything that they need. And that's not really the case. As your skill develops, when you first start, most people see this knife. And this is a great knife. This is one I use on a daily. I also, I use others too. But this knife was made specifically as a one tool option. It's not great at everything, but it can do a lot of things. So when you first start, most people see these knives. They see the Rambo knives, and they want to get the biggest, thickest, baddest blade on the planet. And as your skill level increases and your technique enhances, you find that a knife that is this thick, one right here, is really all you need. Now, would I pry with this knife? Would I hammer it into a tree and rappel off of it like you could that one? No. Because over time you realize that Nesmith, or George Washington Sears was his name, Kephart, the fathers, the grandfathers of bushcraft survival, had it figured out because they lived it. They had an axe, a hatchet, a saw. They didn't believe in a one tool option. And there's a reason for that, because you want a knife that you can get in and do the money cuts, that you can carve with, that you can have food prep with. And the only thing I'm going to tell you is over time, there's nothing wrong with it. But over time, try taking, would you rather cut a tomato with this knife or with this knife? I'd go with this knife every time. Now, if I was in a war zone or I had to have a one tool option, I would go with this, every time, 3 times on Sunday. But, and I'm not bragging, but my skill level, my technique, I can use this pretty well. So, which one should you pick? That's a personal choice. There's a significant price difference, but if you want to do a one tool option and you have the money to throw down, this is a great knife. It's a Bravo 1 by Bark River Knife and Tool. It's the Marine Corps reconnaissance knife. If you want to, save a little money and throw down and get a great knife at a little bit less expensive, a Mora is a great knife. And a Mora is about the same price as this knife. And this knife meets all the criteria I talked about before. It's full tang carbon steel. This knife is old. You can see where it's been sharpened so many times. They're both with your. If you're not a jackass, this would be all you need. A Mora is all you need. And what I mean by being a jackass, I'm not going to beat this through a log. I'm going to take an axe. I'm going to take a hatchet, a saw. Could I beat this through a log? More than likely, yeah. Would I want to? No. So, in this, I have the knowledge that if I had to beat it through a log, I could. With this, I have the knowledge that I'm going to bring an axe, a saw, a hatchet. Now, people ask, hey, what happens if you lose those things and this is all you have? Well, there's other ways of doing it, and we'll get into that as we go on down through this series. But what I'm trying to get people to realize is buy this if you want, buy this if you want. It's just this needs a couple more tools than this does. And you'll find out even with this, the other tools come in handy. There's not the way, there's a way. And once you find a way that works for you, more power to you. What I say and what anybody else out there says is a way. It's not the way. So I hope you found this talk a little interesting. I'm going to do some more videos about what they used in the 1940s, 30s, 20s even, and what we use now. And we'll see if we're better off or if we need to go back or if we need to find a happy medium. So, it's Matt. Comment, like, share, do all that good stuff. Get outside, and remember, I love you.